really good one, in my personal opinion. Why is doing risky, adventurous things together another trust building technique?
I think that it allows you to, one, build new memories and do something that you've never done, because if it's risky, you may not have done it before. It's a new thing. But I also think that it allows you to take risks and chances with that person, which, in my opinion, deepens the relationship because it's something you've never done with anybody else.
I think that it's important because it allows you to rely solely on that person without there being any other distractions. I think that's one of the ways you build trust. So if, like, I know my wife is afraid of heights. So if we were to go rock climbing again or something like that, and it's just us, or we were doing something where she solely has to rely on me, that's risky, or that's something that's like, okay, you gotta trust me, like, or you have to, it's only me and you out here, you know what I mean? So that's going to push the boundaries of even trust issues, or just allowing a person in, because we all been hurt, or we all have issues that cause us not to trust. And so, especially if there has been trust issues in a relationship, so it does nothing but try to better and kind of slowly but surely chip away at those walls to kind of build your trust on a different level, because in a relationship you're always building. You never just plateau, or you should never plateau, let's say that. And you should always be building and challenging and pushing yourselves to be on the next level of relationship.
I was about to say, do y'all feel like it's a way to see what, like, the other person is made of? Like, if you put them in an adventurous, not like because you don't trust them, or just to kind of see like a different side of them. You know what I mean? Like if it's an adventure and you've never done it before, it's just like, let's see how you respond if we got to do, like, what's that thing? Escape room?
Well, I don't think.
You can see like what the other person is made of. Like, how do you work under pressure?
Well, I think I can see that, but I don't think that's not.
On the,
on the activity, of course.
Yeah, but you are in your relationship.
Yeah, but I'm not going into a risky activity trying to push my partner's boundaries, like, on purpose.
But if you're in a new relationship and you really have no idea if they gonna pop off because they can't get a puzzle piece in the piece, like, I see that.
No, I'm saying I get that. I'm saying I wouldn't be like, oh, let me put them in this situation and see
what
they're gonna do.
But remember, this is for single, so I'm talking about.
But I think it is good to figure that out, though, because
I want to see what you made of.
I
don't want to be in a situation in real life and then you blow up the spot, or
which
it
I
gets
just
a little,
said that,
a little hairy, a little dicey.
In a dating relationship, yes, test the boundaries, because you never know what somebody's gonna do until they do it.
True story. All right, so it's actually, I didn't plan it this way, but it's a good lead in. So should couples always be ready to lie for one another when questioned by others?
What do you mean questioned by others?
Questioned by others. Should couples always be ready to lie for one another?
What are we lying about?
I don't know, man.
Now hold up, now, like,
listen, this is what
I know
people
the fans
ask
is watching, but I'm saying, like, prove it.
Yeah, you definitely got to prove your claims.
That's all I got to say. Prove it.
You got to have some
because
credible
here's
receipts.
the reality. You're not going to tell me nothing about him that I'm not going to already know. So, if you say something and I got to kind of vouch for something, I'm going to vouch. Now, what happens once you don't see me behind closed doors is a whole different story, because then it's like, okay, so I just did X, Y, Z, so what's really going on? Because at that point, I feel like I should already know anything that I might have to lie about.
And I don't even know
but
if
I don't
that's...
think I should have to lie.
Well, I don't even know if that's what they... Yeah, if that's what they meant to, like... I think it was more so of, like... Right. But I think it was more so... And I don't know, because I didn't ask the question. But I think it was more so of, like... If somebody asked B, like... One of his homeboys was like, yo, let's kick it, da-da-da. And B was like, I can't. The wife's sick, gotta get home. And then they see you was like, oh, I thought she was sick. I think it was more so like, you lying,
I'm not gonna be like, nah, I wasn't sick. I'd be like,
God forbid,
here's what I would do, though. I would say,
club.
Let me tell you what I would do. I wouldn't actually say anything. I'd just be like, you might see me do that a whole lot, because I'm not gonna give you words.
First off, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something real quick. I'm grown.
Do it like
right?
Gonna lean in.
I'm
let
grown.
me tell you something real quick.
Yeah, I'm grown. So if I don't want to go, I'm gonna tell you I'm not going or I'm not doing, and I'm not gonna put it on my wife.
We don't, but we're saying that
But-
we don't really know the context of
We
the
don't
story.
know the context.
I'm saying
like,
I'm
hey, I'm finna go in like
I'm
what, you robbed the bank?
I'm
What
addressing
you
y'all's
said?
scenario.
You did
But
what?
That's why I was like,
You
if,
crashed
Now,
the
if
car.
we talk-
like
if
something
we-
happened, the feds come and something
Yeah,
like
like now
that.
we talking like they say your wife killed somebody's house.
Oh.
Sway, she been here. What
Prove
you
it.
mean?
Prove it.
Like,
That's it. Prove
show,
it.
if she on tape with her ID and a picture and her name in today's paper in the crime, I'm gonna be like, nah, man, she just came out the bathroom at that time. I remember because we was talking about like, no, like I'm not like
She
I'm.
came out the bathroom. I remember
Because I was in the bed and I was
talking.
because the corner of the
I was
sheet
wrapping my
of the
hair
bed
that day.
had came up and I was asking her because I was like, hey babe, we need some new sheets. So like no, like I'm not. No, there's no
I
way.
can't. Okay, that was a funny question. All right. So, somebody said, "What are the pros and cons of having the conversation about sex with kids?"
Oh, pros all the way, no cons.
I was like, I don't know how there be cons.
There's
about
no
that.
cons because in our household, nothing's off limits. And I believe if you don't prepare them, then what are you setting your kids up for? Like straight up, like it's too much stuff out here nowadays to not be straight up about your kids about sex, what might happen, what it looks like. Like it's normal, people. Everybody does it, even the animals do. So real talk, like why are people so afraid to talk about sex when it comes to children? Because the reality is everybody's curious. Once they get to a certain age, they're curious. So help them understand it so they don't go out there and be stupid and end up pregnant when they first have sex because didn't nobody
Right.
tell them what to do. Or get something because didn't
right.
nobody teach them how to use a condom. Like, that's stupid to me.
I think the only con is when you treat your child like an invalid. Like when you don't allow life to be real for them. You talking about you'll sit down and help your kid with their homework. You'll help them be educated. You'll help them get into the best schools and make sure they're making great life decisions. But you're gonna stop at talking about sex. Like that's life. Like it's real. So when you're making such a big deal about something that they're gonna find out with or without you, like why not be the ones to put them up on game and be like, hey, listen, this is what you do. This is what you don't do. If you got questions, as much as I may not want to know the details, call me because I'd rather you hear from me. No different than kids be learning about stuff and saying words and stuff that they don't mean or they don't know what they mean rather. Like, and you got to explain or have a conversation. Like, I would rather my kids know everything from me than them go out and hear and get something gets misquoted or misconstrued when they got questions like, because we just believe in having a transparent household where we talk about everything. We talk about the good, the bad, the indifferent. We talk about successes, failures, and everything in between. Right. And I think that's a lot of what we have now because people shelter their kids from truths or they shelter their kids from the real world because they want to quote unquote protect them, but that's not helping them. That's why you got kids killing themselves because you've been telling them that they're so wonderful and that they're so great and that everybody loves them, and then the world sucks them up and spits them out, and now they're ready to kill themselves because they don't have no level of self-esteem. And you placate into that when you start to keep simple things away from them, like sex. Like, it's sex.
I just believe nothing is off limits when it comes to your kids. You should want to set them up for the greatest everything. You want them to be prepared no matter what it is, and whether it's sex, relationships, education, sports, whatever. Right. You want to give them the same knowledge on any subject because they're your children and they don't know unless someone tells them or they find out on their own. So,
and usually when they find out
why
on their
do you
own,
want them to find out?
It's not a good experience.
Not
right.
at all. Not at all. All right. So I have this question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
What is your goal as a married couple, and how do you plan on achieving it?
I'll let you go.
Oh, you would.
Short answer though. Because you got a lot of words. We don't do
I don't know.
You have a lot of words.
I don't,
He does. He has a lot of words all the time.
You have a lot of words.
I know.
It's not a bad thing.
I mean, I know that about myself.
For 11
It's cool.
o'clock at night.
Right.
On a work
Anyway,
night.
on a work night.
Luckily, I'm already at my job again.
I pick and choose my schedule, so whatever.
I'm the other one
just
has
you.
to be at work.
She has a real grown-up
And I have to
job.
travel.
Wow.
Lots. Anyway, so
Go ahead.
goals for the relationship and how do we expect to get there? That was the question.
Yeah, what are your goals as a
Um,
unit?
I think that.
How do you go about setting those goals?
So yeah, really simple for me is just to be better than we were the day before because.
Bingo.
Whoa. Right.
That's gonna be the punch in.
That was it. Really, that's the main thing because every day it's something different. Like life is different, so your relationship changes based off of what happens that day and how you respond to it. And something, simple can be something big, or something big can be something simple, and you just got to learn how to work it out. And so, how do we achieve it? Is just really listening when the other person explains how they feel and why they feel the way they feel about a situation, and trying to do better the next time.
Anything to add to that?
Man, what she said. What she said.
Okay, so follow-up question to that. You guys, as you know, are like the hub, right, for our little community, whatever.
Our family.
Yeah, we're a real tight knit crew. God, that was a mouthful.
It's fine.
Anyway, yeah, so we're a really tight knit crew. What how does that make y'all feel to know that like y'all are literally the house and the people that everyone comes to for like, because listen, when they say that they're transparent and they believe in an honest household, it's not for play.
And it's for anybody who walks through the door.
Yeah, and you can't have soft skin or be like weak minded and try to rock with our family. It ain't never gonna work.
Sure.
So the reason being is, number one, the way that we both grew up had a lot to do with that. We grew up kind of where
Can
we were.
I say what I feel like I grew up so that they
Go
can
ahead.
have a frame? I grew up ultra Christian, like super Christian, like
I was just gonna say strict.
I grew up super
You said I got a lot of words. Strict.
And
She
so
felt that one on a
I'm
real
saying,
spiritual level.
because I struggle with her right now
Right.
because
That
of
thing
that.
is deep.
But real talk, like I grew up with all these like expectations because of who my parents were, and they were not pastors. But expectations in the church because of who my parents were, and so my mother was really strict and didn't really talk about stuff and wasn't open. It wasn't free, and it was like behind closed doors. This is what it is, and I'm not gonna talk to you about it, and just be quiet. So that's why I'm not like that.
Yeah. So based on the way we grew up, we didn't want our kids and our environment to be like that, to be sheltered or anything like that. We wanted to be a open, honest place with our kids, with the people around us, because there's so many people who want to hide the truth and hide what's real. And we were real people, and we just didn't want to be those type of people, as well as like we rock with who we rock with. So we're very hospitable to those who are in our circle. Like she said, our house is the hub. So if you're in the circle, then you all the way in. And we love hard. We go hard for our people. Like, no questions asked.
Newbies can't handle it.
My shooters,
A lot of times,
Yeah,
they don't
and,
make
and
it.
we're and here's the thing,
They
don't make
we're
it.
super aggressive.
We
Like,
try to let people in the fold, and everybody can't handle it.
it can be
so
intimidating.
They
Like,
may be here one day and then gone the next.
we move like a gang in real life.
Yeah.
Gang, gang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minus
Real talk.
like
We do.
well, I was gonna say
We
minus
do.
the violence, but
No, there's a little violence there.
yeah, I'm like,
Man.
kind of the basics.
But
Anyway, the point is, yeah, we move like a gang in real life.
no, I love that our house is like that because it's what I've always
I do
envisioned.
too, because I'm always
Yeah.
here.
It's what I
Hence
always
me being in
thought.
this video.
I always wanted it to be a place where my kids' friends would have fun, right?
Right.
Which I'm learning when Control's home is a house full of people. But I didn't ever put myself in the equation and think, oh, my friends can come and I could have fun too. So it was cool to be like, oh, okay.
and it ranges like from little
From
to
Micah.
oh, like it doesn't.
So it's 10. So
Yeah.
Micah,
from-
come say hi.
to grown.
Right.
We
Yeah.
we in here. We in this thing deep for life now.
Yeah.
We should
Obviously.
no.
He's coming to say hi. He heard his name.
Matthew.
This is Micah.
He needs a haircut. Don't worry about it.
Hello.
Yeah, so he's the youngest member of
Yeah.
the clan.
He's the only one still in the house.
Only one still in the house.
Is that dope for y'all? That y'all like people really rock with y'all? People rock with y'all?
I love it because as much as I don't like people, I love my people.
Oh, for sure.
Well, I think
And
we're
yeah.
genuine people. Like we put out what we want back, and so when you do that, the love comes back genuine. Like we don't trust everybody, but those who we trust, and yeah, so it's cool to get that back.
One of the questions yesterday was, what does it take for you to trust someone? Did y'all?
Oh, I didn't get that.
I didn't
I
get that
got
one.
I
that.
didn't get that one.
So
I didn't get
the question was yesterday. It was like the question was, do you consider yourself someone that other people can rely on, and what does it take for you to trust people? And straight up, I was like, relationship. Like, if there's no relationship, I'll never trust you. Like, you can't come to me and talk to me or look at me.
Meaningful relationship.
Right. For me, I have to know that there's something. Really, I take that back. I know right away if there's going to be a relationship. I can look at you and tell if we're going to mesh.
Off of our first conversation.
Most times, I'm not wrong. Know that?
Yeah.
Bang, bang. So there's a few.
Finger gun.
There's a few times that I
Totally
am
aggressive.
wrong, but it has to be a relationship, and then I fully trust, and then I'm good until you cause me to not. Yeah.
And that's that on that.
But no, I love that. I trust our circle. I trust our space and our
You gotta
people.
put your time in around here, guys.
You do. You gotta earn
In
it.
real life,
You gotta
earn it. I'm telling you, we're like a gang, man. We was like,
You almost gotta get. You gotta get jumped in, sleep like
low-key, 'cause
like verbally. Like ain't no physical altercation, but you gotta get.
honestly,
verbally
not
jumped
even
in.
joking. There really is an initiation. There really is an initiation. Other people don't know it, but it's definitely like we low key plotted. Like, all right, we're gonna do.
And then we're like, yep,
Ooh,
no,
ooh.
they can't come back.
Yeah, no, they
They
can't.
can. Yeah,
It's,
we do
it's
that.
always a test, so just know you're being tested even when you don't know you're being tested.
But we love you. If we love you, if we don't, we don't.
Yeah, that's cool. So, did y'all like? How did that work out? Cause y'all, I feel like y'all pretty much just accepted each other's circle. That's super important in relationships, right?
Yeah, I remember the first time I met his circle. It wasn't so great to me, but it was something that had nothing to do with me.
It was. It was.
But
I felt bad. It was a situation that was going on. It was around my birthday, and
we
really,
don't need the long story.
it was just a really bad. I was just gonna say it was a bad situation, and you came into the situation, and it was just really bad. So it was like it was super standoffish because we were all on edge about what happened. But the second go around, it was right. It
But
got
hey,
fixed.
because I loved him, I gave him another chance. But I was in my feelings the first time because I was like, oh, because my whole entire world was like, oh, Brandon, whoo. And then it was like,
But it will be.
now I
it will be.
absolutely love his people, and I believe they love me, and we're all good because, you know, I can hang with them without hanging with him.
Bingo.
That's
He doesn't
good.
have to be there for me to be around his people. And I really believe it's everybody,
Yeah.
honestly. I mean, yeah, I feel like I
Do
can
you
hang
feel
out
the
with
same way
them.
about her people? And choose wisely, because I'm sitting here.
Well,
no,
I'm-
my people, not the people that we question are my people, but my people. Because I
Right.
didn't know
No.
if you were good. You know where I was.
Yeah.
We're not going with the
solid.
the solid people that are
I
always
don't count anybody who's not solid. What are you talking
there. Okay, I
about?
was just saying because your face was. Kayla was with me.
No, I was.
She was there.
No, no.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you feel the same way? Yes. Okay, good.
Yeah,
All right.
Good people.
Let's do what? 2 more questions and
Sure.
then
We're right.
wrap it.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. So this is actually a good lead in. Should your partner feel some type of way when you hang with the opposite sex? Is that okay? Let's start there and then get into the second half.
We don't. Well, I'll be honest. We don't run into that like that because her best male friend lives in New York, so that doesn't happen. And my best female friends are in Memphis.
That was good.
Long story. Anyway,
You see?
so
That was good.
so
Where are
again,
they?
like, but there was a time when we were dating. There was a time we were dating. She went to New York and hung out with her male best friend. It was cool. Like, I don't feel no type of way because again, coming in, we already had that conversation. So it's no reason for me to feel a certain type of way, and it's no reason for her to feel a certain type of way towards my female friends. And there shouldn't be unless there's a situation that pops off that's like shady or something like that. Then we gotta regroup and figure out what's going on and what's the best course of action for that. But like I said, other than that, like we don't really run into that. But and then too, like no new friends, so it doesn't really.
No new
That
friends,
part.
no new
Like-
friends.
No new
Because we
friends.
want all the smoke.
Because
it's
if
not
somebody
new
come
friends.
around trying to be a new friend for a while,
We
you
want
want to be both
all
of our
the
friends?
smoke.
'Cause
Yeah.
you can be both of our friends.
Yeah,
We
unless
want all
real
the
talk,
smoke.
real talk. Unless you're another married couple, no new friends. Like as far as from the opposite sex goes, like it's no reason to. Like honestly, like no diss to whoever, but
No,
no
that's
new
real.
friends. So
No
real
need
talk,
to bring
like because
those
we're trying to
kinda-
make couple friends, but not single.
Right.
No.
Single people a lot of times like don't even have the same type of perspective.
Mindset, yeah.
So to actually go hang out with single people, I don't really, not that we hang out, but you know, it's just different perspectives. So we hang out a lot in the house, girl.
Yeah, we're homebodies.
But we all
Next
hang
question.
out.
Yeah, I know.
Shade.
On another note, because I'm single and I feel like I can tell y'all singles this and y'all can feel some type of way or not, don't really care.
Say it again.
Stop.
Don't really care.
I don't care. And like I said, I do want all the smoke. Stop talking to these married people without their significant other. That's weird. And I know y'all some upsets, so y'all parents didn't teach y'all this
Come
because they
on,
probably
speak on
upsets
it.
in real life. But stop doing that. That's weird. If they are a unit, okay, and I'm just using them because they're here and they're married. You don't talk to her if you're a man, if you're not talking to him.
Real talk.
That's weird. You're female. You don't talk to him if you're not talking to her. They come as a package, and we come as a trio. So stop. Okay?
Now Joe is third wheel gang, so he takes that role serious
Nah, I
too.
don't care.
But I'm saying as far as the third, the
Joe,
trio.
I want the smoke, Joe. No, I'm
But-
kidding.
No,
but
but
yeah.
that is so true. Like
But no, real
it's-
talk.
That's weird. Just don't do it. Okay?
There's an understanding that even as a married couple, getting to know other married couples, like I won't say, for instance, church people, I won't even look at a guy's page that may request me if their wife did not. You'll sit there. And not that there's any shade, but I feel like, hey, we're a unit. And if you haven't requested him and are already friends with him, you're not ever going to be friends with me. It's just going to happen that way.
And vice versa.
Like,
Because
we don't do that.
Y'all singles be violating. I know
All
I'm
the
single,
way.
but y'all be different.
Violate.
Y'all, yeah.
So-
and let me tell y'all a
not
secret.
normal.
Don't request me on Facebook because I'm not on Facebook, so you'll never see anything.
Hey, let me just put
You'll
this out
never
there. Don't
find-
request them ever without requesting me first because you'll never get in. And if you try to do that after this, we're going to know.
Also, don't use my page as a caveat. Okay? Because you're never going to get nothing.
No, but real talk, I think this is the realest part. We see a lot of bullshit before
Bullshit.
people
Sure.
try to acknowledge that there's bullshit. And because we're so protective of our relationship, we don't even allow certain things to get in that space. And so we can really tell by who tries to get in our space, however they try to get in our space, what their motive is for the most part. And there's not many who have ill motives, but there are some. And so we just don't really deal with it. We just keep it moving.
So let me give y'all some perspective. A lot of our immediate family did not come to our wedding. So if our immediate family didn't come to our wedding,
True story.
people we don't know are not going to get let into our lives. So just a little tidbit,
Trying
like
to tell y'all,
This
it's
is
a
as much as
gang,
you
man.
can.
Like,
This
this
It's a gang.
that's
If you
why-
make the cut.
that's why we
Hey,
created this page. Like
earn
whatever
your
we
spots.
decide to put out is what you'll get to see. And so these are the things that we're comfortable sharing about our lives that we don't care who accesses. But trying to get and do all the extra stuff, like just stop it. Like take what you get and keep it moving. We love you in Jesus' name, but
Man,
And here's the
We
thing:
good.
if you have questions,
ask.
ask.
Don't
Or
be weird.
if you like
Just stop
want
being
to get to
weird.
know us but don't know how,
just stop
say
being weird.
hey.
I'm trying
Like,
to. I am
that's
trying
simple.
to say. Okay, listen, people. I'm pulling to Brandon. Come here. Listen to me. I'm making myself the designated representative and spokesperson for Brandon and Brina. I'm trying to save y'all by telling y'all.
Cause baby, I'm
Don't
crazy.
do it, okay? Y'all not built like us.
I'm crazy.
Y'all don't know our body. Y'all be trying too much without doing your research. Y'all better stop. Just leave well enough. Leave it alone, okay? Now, that was us being in our gangster bag, but we out there. All right. Is there anything else y'all want to say to single people before we
Did you
wrap
have another
this up?
question? Oh, okay.
What? No, that was my second
That was
question, but I
the
said,
Okay.
yeah.
Gotcha.
You know,
Anything?
love me nice.
I don't know. I'm thinking. I don't know
Priorities.
anything. I thought you said you was quitting
Don't put my audition on.
I didn't even say anything. I just said I thought you was quitting.
Anywho, yeah. So we will do more of this. I'm not really
Y'all gotta
sure.
leave the people on like a good single tip.
So, my best single tip.
Make it a good one.
I'm gonna try.
Make
Here
it
we go.
last forever.
As a woman, stop thinking that you're supposed to act and be a certain kind of way because you think a man is gonna like that. Be yourself. Don't put out some fake facade representative of who you are. Be straight up. Because here's the thing. If they're into you, they're into you. But if you give them all this nonsense and put all these fake pieces there, then you get mad when they be like, oh, but I don't really like you. Just be straight up.
Talk about
Like,
it.
let's not play games because we're too old for that. So
Hello.
just be like, and don't be afraid to be like, yo, I'm feeling you. Like,
Shoot your shot, man.
that's it. Like,
You never know.
this passive stuff is for what? For
Shoot
what?
your shot and be confident after you shoot it, okay? Worst thing that happens is it don't work out.
I'm saying, and if you land it, you do. Roll with it. Don't be too eager. And don't be accessible all the daggum time. Space it out a little bit.
Make yourself busy, even if you're not busy.
Hello?
Don't respond to me.
Guys like a little challenge,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Wait like
Not-
4 hours and then be like, oh, hey,
Right, don't be like,
sorry.
oh, no, like, chill. Sir.
Fellas, how y'all doing? For those few of you who probably watch this.
Right, because it's probably all female.
To the single
And I want
dudes,
to-
here is the best tidbit of advice I can give you when it comes to being in a relationships. Deal with your emotional bullshit.
That part.
What I mean by
Try
that
to gunshot
is,
noise.
what I mean by that
Go
is,
get-
is that
Go get the strap.
dudes try to act like chicks are the only ones who are emotional, and that is
And realize
false.
y'all more emotional than me.
That is very false. That is very fake. That is a lie that we live behind, so we don't have to deal with our hurts, our disappointments, our anger, our frustration, and all of that. Deal with it. Acknowledge it. Understand that it affects you. Figure out how to deal with it and move on. Because just like these women are carrying bags into relationships, you're carrying bags too. Until you get to a point where you can really own who you are and own the shortcomings, the mistakes, the things that you don't like about yourself, the things you don't like that when you see in the mirror, you're not going to have a successful relationship. Secondly, don't be afraid to love that woman. It don't make you less than a man. It don't make you weak. It don't make, like, if you want to go all out for your girl, go all out for your girl if she's into that. Like, if whatever she like, do things that she like. Like, if, because for instance, like, people always say things like, oh, you know, women will say, I see women say, like, I mean, why don't I get flowers just because, or whatever, right? My wife don't particularly like flowers. That ain't her thing.
Don't spend the money on the flowers.
That ain't her
Also,
thing.
you single and you watch this, I don't like flowers, so that's not gonna get you.
That's
no
not
points.
my wife's thing. But she loves when I cook for her. She loves when I get, when she's having a bad day and I got some red vines, or I got, you know, whatever her thing is, or I come home with a new hair product that I found in Target. You know what I'm saying? The other
Sell
day.
my heart.
That's real. That's real love.
Here's a thing. I did this the other day. Went to Walmart. I knew my wife's scarf was a little janky. It was time to give up the
Aw,
ghost.
You got you a new scarf.
I went and got my wife a new
And I
scarf.
didn't even have to say anything.
Why? Because I pay attention
That's
to
the type of
her.
love that makes me
Right?
emotional, not-
So
I mean,
stop
it's the details.
stop being afraid to love your woman the way she needs to be loved.
Listen, you
Yes,
get
because
me.
it's not a
Because
one-size-fit-all.
it's not about what you think she wants. It's about talking to her and understanding who she is, what she's into, what she
You
needs.
give me a red Fago pop and Chick-fil-A.
So you gotta know your woman. So that's time that's invested. So don't be afraid. Don't let nobody talk you out of being into your woman. My wife is my best friend. I tell her everything. We talk about everything. We laugh, we cry, we joke, we have fun. She's my everything. Like, and some people say, oh, that's a bad thing. No, it's not. Because if I signed up to spend the rest of my life with her, why shouldn't she be my everything? Not that
You just unknowingly answer like 3 questions that I didn't ask, but it worked out. So that's
not that not that she's my identity, because that's a
Right.
difference, right? She doesn't define me as me being a man and me being Brandon and all of that, but she is my world. She is my focal point, and my list of priorities is God, my wife, and my family. So she's going to get everything that she needs, and it's a work in progress too. Like, it's a work in progress. I didn't come in knowing it. It's time. But don't be afraid to invest and spend time with your lady and do things for her and show her love, regardless of what your partners say, your homeboys say, what you should or shouldn't be doing. If you feel compelled to do something for your girl or be all into her or whatever, ain't nothing wrong with that. You ain't caking, you ain't no sucker, you ain't whipped, none of that. That's just what it is. Like, love
Here's
your,
the thing,
love your
too.
woman.
Learn early what their love language is.
I was.
I was
You know, my
Because
brain literally was
I
gonna
was
say
there.
That is
was
going
gonna be
to
my
save
favorite.
you a oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
and the apology language, because
Well,
people don't talk about that.
yeah.
But look it up.
No, I'm going to let you say it then.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
just was gonna
As a single
say,
person, I'm going to let her say it.
I just was gonna say, learn your love language early. I mean, like, it ain't that deep now because you already said it. Whatever.
She took the sting out
I'm
of
Like,
it.
sorry.
It was gonna be so good. I was building up in my head.
Real talk though, because if you, like he was saying, if you giving me flowers, homie, and that's not what I
You
like.
just turn into your native. Wow.
Because you know I'm serious.
True story.
When I start talking like I'm from Memphis, you know what I'm
You
saying?
came from Memphis, and all of a sudden I
'Cause-
heard that
yeah.
Cali essay coming up
Like-
on you. Mira. We don't gotta do that now.
Yeah.
No,
Like I
but
mean
for
it.
real,
Her
you
back
can't
and her
give me
back.
something that you can't give me something that doesn't like
Did
speak to me.
I love
So
y'all niggas
learn
in a real way.
your person's language and learn.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always have to be, even if they're the person who likes gifts, right? There are those people in this world.
They are.
Your gift doesn't always have to be expensive. So learn that too. Don't feel like I have to do all this
I
for
feel like
somebody.
we would have to get like a gift person in here to be able to speak from that.
True.
The thing about the gifts too,
I'm
like,
okay, we're not gift.
dudes, we're not thoughtful about gifts, right? Because it's not about how much you spend. It's about how much thought you put into whatever you do. Because that shows your level of love most times with most women is what thought and intent did you put behind it.
That is me. Be thoughtful.
Like,
man.
not about you could spend $5,000. I could buy my wife a $5,000 necklace, and she gonna look at me like, why did you buy that? Because that's not her thing. But if I went and
I'm telling you, them hair products use on it.
if I
Do a
wrote
natural
if I
hair haul.
hand wrote her a note on a blue piece of paper,
Oh yeah, that would make you happy. Like,
my wife's gonna melt, like, because that's, I know my wife, like,
simple.
I know what it is, and I didn't spend no money, but it was the thought, like, it was the thought, right? So it's how much thought and intent you put behind it, not the amount of money that you spend. So really, really, so now we gotta edit that part out because y'all over here. See, this why we can't get nothing done.
No, we were giving
So-
them the visuals because
No, you was giving them a completely different
no,
visual.
because you said
Anyway.
make her melt, and I
was making hearts.
Yeah.
But either way.
I made a heart.
Yeah,
well, I was making
so
what go between them. You dig what I'm saying?
this is going to be fun to edit because it's going to be like 5 or 6 videos.
Yeah.
Anyway, yep, till next time.
We're gonna put
Thank you,
that
KK.
on first.
You gotta hit the theme song, KK.
What was it?
Make it up every time. Brandon and Brina together again, doing fun things. The fun never ends, solving mysteries one day at a time.
Wait, why did we
Brandon
go
and Brina,
Scooby-Doo?
two of a kind. Wait, we're kicking it all. Hey.
But why do we solve mysteries?
It just seemed like the next step in your relationship.
So we're PIs now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
I mean, because somebody said
Oh,
what you
that
got
was
for each other,
great.
and it just seemed like the next thing to do with the
Solve
No, don't
mysteries.
worry about it.
Scooby-Doo.
whatever. Thanks,
All
guys.
right, we out, man. It's been real.
That was great. It's hot.
It's very hot.